The Viper 4567 here with another edition of the Rise and Fall of WCW. This is going to be the Great American Bash 1996. This was in the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland, and a crowd of dead on 9,000 people. So yeah, this pay-per-view wasn't too bad. Overall, it was a pretty good show, much better from the previous 3 shows that I've done so far, which is a relief. Thank fuck, we're starting to win some decent pay-per-views now, which is good. Couple of quick things. The Outsiders finally came into WCW. I think it was around the end of May. Around that time, Scott Hall made his debut on WCW Monday Nitro, saying we're going to be taking over. I think like a week or 2 later, Kevin Nash then made his debut with that famous thing. This is where the big boys play, huh? Well, look at the adjective, play. We're not here to play. So, all that lovely stuff. So, yeah. So, obviously, we find out tonight what would happen, because the Outsiders have challenged WCW to a war and all this bullshit. And we'll find out tonight if that actually does even happen. So, yeah. We'll get on with it, shall we? First match is a number 1 contendership match for the WCW Tag Team titles. The Steiner brothers defeating Fire and Ice, Scott Norton and Ice Train in a decent opener to become obviously number 1 contenders for the WCW title. I gave this match 2 stars. Decent opener, wasn't too bad. It was a lot better than I expected it to be. Clothesline by Fire or Norton on Rick. Base wave then from Norton gets 2, or 2 for Rick, I should say. Apologies. Dropkick from Scott and Samoan drop by Norton. Suplex from Ice Train, then Bay to Bay gets 2 for Ice Train. Bay to Bay then from Scott, and then a bad looking T-bone suplex from Scott. Power Slam gets 2 for Norton. Shoulder breaker from Norton. German suplex by Rick. A power bomb and a splash gets 2 for Ice Train. DT by Rick. Bulldog from the top by Rick gets 2. Shit looking Frankensteiner gets the win for the Steiner brothers. 2-star match. It was a decent opener, decent length. It went about just about 10.5 minutes. Decent open length wise, and the Steiner brothers are going on to become number 1 contenders for the WCW tag title. So yeah, next match then, Konnan defeats El Gato in an okay match to retain the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship. This match not that good. Konnan is he's alright. I don't think he's that good, if I'm being completely and utterly honest. If I'm being honest, I don't think he's even that good from the matches I've seen of him so far. He's from the AAA company down in Mexico. But no, just don't think he's that good. Well, so far from what I've seen of him anyway. But some nice martial arts kicks from Gato and then a clothesline from Konnan. Kick to the face gets 2 for Gato, and then a sit-down powerbomb gets 2 for Gato as well. Nice clothesline from Konnan, and then a sunset powerbomb on the outside by Konnan. Alabama Slam gets the win. Star and 3/4 because I'm extremely generous. And that's the end of that one. Next match then we have Diamond Dallas Page defeating Marcus Bagwell in a decent match. This was something to do with his Lord of the Ring status, I think, or his ring or something that was going to become on the line, which I really don't. It doesn't really get much sense really, because I don't know why they put on this. Apparently, it's on Wikipedia it says not available, but when they said it on the show, his ring, the Lord of the Ring thing, was on the line. So I don't know, but DDP makes fun of the local sports teams before the match. Bagwell sends DDP onto the floor, then DDP throws a thumb into the eye of Bagwell. Bagwell then sends DDP into the crowd. Crossbody gets 2 for Bagwell. Flying forearm by Bagwell, then a drop kick. Crossbody from Bagwell, and then Bagwell goes balls first in onto the ropes. Backbreaker from DDP gets 2, and then a suplex gets 2. DDP then with a nice power slam or pile driver type move gets 2. Clothesline gets 2 for Bagwell. Head scissors by Bagwell, and then who goes for a suplex. Bagwell or DP counters it, pushes him away, and then a Diamond Cutter gets the win. So yeah, decent match, decent length. Went just under 10 minutes. Yeah, just under 10 minutes, 9 minutes and 39 seconds. Gave it 2 stars. Pretty decent match, I must say. Now, onto something that's all kinds of awesomeness. Malenko defeats Rey Mysterio Jr. to retain the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. This match was fucking brilliant. This match is like, this is where the cruiserweights really start to get good, get a lot of attention and notice from the obviously from the crowd. Let's fix that for 1 minute. There we go. Like, they gave him time, plenty of time. This match went nearly 18 minutes. Like, it didn't feel like 18 minutes. That's how good the cruiserweights are. Again, we're getting joined by Mike Tenay. It was only Tony Schiavone and Dusty Rhodes on commentary because Bobby the Brain Heenan was fucking training Ric Flair and all that for that time, that big NFL versus WCW match and all that lovely stuff. So, which is nice for him. Nice arm drag by Ray, springboard dropkick from Ray as well. Nice catapult by Malenko that sends Ray over the top rope. Malenko then works the arm. Is it the arm or the leg? It's the arm. The arm of Ray. Hammerlock slam by Malenko. Ray's arm. Then hangs Ray's arm on the railing and puts it on the railing and gives her what a fucking tremendous kick. Drop kick from Ray. Nice clothesline from Malenko, gets 2. They talk about Eddie winning a tournament that Thursday in Japan or something to do with a tournament in Japan. I think it was with New Japan, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously New Japan and WCW had forged a relationship for years. You see mostly it's Starcades. I think in 96 they had a good few Starcades. 95 also, which I'm actually hoping to review Starcades someday. 95 someday. Obviously that's not a part of any of my current series. Only series that I could go under is Random Pay-Per-View, which I don't think I'll do yet, obviously because it is called Random, so I'm just gonna have a few other things lined up for Random Pay-Per-View, and that might just have to wait a little while. But yeah, so that's probably why. So every year I think they come together mostly to have kind of like, you know, like a World Cup type thing, which is quite good. Suplex from Malenko gets 2, belly to belly and a hammerlock gets 2, and then an STF by Malenko, but Ray gets out of it. Surfboard stretch by Malenko, Ray gets out of that as well. Suplex from Malenko gets 2. Double hook suplex then gets 2 also for Malenko. Baseball slide and a springboard somersault by Ray. Drop kicks then gets 2 for Ray. That somersault was quite good. It almost missed, but it was still, in a way, it was still quite effective. Ray then counters the powerbomb for 2. Head scissors gets 2 for Ray. Head scissors then from the top. Then Ray counters thing for 2. Powerbomb then from with the ropes gets the win then for Malenko. This match was absolutely fucking brilliant. These guys have really good matches over the next couple of months. I think they have another good couple of matches, I think. I'm not particularly sure. I know they have one on Nitro. They have a match on Nitro where I think Rey Mysterio wins the title, if I'm not mistaken. But they do have another couple of matches. Like, this match was the start of their, like, we've had a couple of decent other cruiserweight matches in between now. This is where it's really starting to lift off. A really good match, 4 stars easily. I wouldn't give it any more because I think it does justice. 4 stars is really good for any match. Like, for a main event, now this would be good, but like, this is mid-card cruiserweight division. Like, cruiserweights were doing better than the fucking heavyweight division. Like, that should tell you. Like, the main guys like Hulk Hogan, he didn't do many 4-star matches in WCW. He didn't do as many as he would have liked to hope. I don't think liked to hope because obviously they all had creative control, but I think Hogan could have had a lot more if it wasn't for all the bullshit with the drama backstage, all that. But other than that, the cruiserweights did really fucking just went out and just tore the fucking house down, and I admire him for it. Like, cruiserweight wrestling it's all high flying. Most of it's considered high flying, and most people don't like that and all this Mexican, you know, like fucking flippy flap wrestling. At the same time, it's entertaining along with good wrestling. Malenko ain't the high flyer. He's technical. Those styles match. So yeah, brilliant match in my opinion. 4 stars. Right, let's get on with this. From something good to something shite. John Tenta defeats Big Bubba Rogers in a shite match. Like, I don't know why I'm not giving this a dub, but I'm going to give it 1 core star because I'm fucking generous. This match was terrible. I think these two had a match in WWF years ago, and that apparently was even. They said, I've heard people say it was even worse. So like, why the fuck would WCW want to do it here? I don't know. Tenta rammed Bubba into the steps, butt first, then butt to the face. Then referee thinks Big Bubba had something in his hand, but obviously the referee was not looking, so he gave it to the object to Jimmy Hart. Stupid. This is absolutely shite. Suplex from Bubba, and then a power slam gets the win, and all that lovely stuff. After the match, Tenta tries to cut off Bossman's beard, but he bails and all that lovely stuff. So yeah. Next match, then we have a Falls Count Anywhere match. Chris Benoit defeating Kevin Sullivan, aka the Taskmaster. Decent match. It was good. It was a good match. I'll give it 3 stars. I do like this match, I must say, because it kind of, again, this match suited both styles. Both guys are fucking brawlers. Well, Benoit's more technical than I would consider him a brawler, but these two styles they fucking gel. It was a good match. 3 stars. They start on the outside. Most of the match was on the outside, like in the crowd, backstage, but still it was pretty good for what it was. They start on the outside. Sullivan rams Benoit's head into the steps. Excuse me. They fight into the crowd. Thumb into the eye from the Taskmaster. Headbutts from Benoit. And then they fight into the men's room, which was funny. Sullivan then hits Benoit with a door, which was brilliant. Let me open that for you, sir. Bang. Sullivan then rams the door into the head of Benoit. That looked fucking awe. Because you think his head's in between where the door closes. And then when he slams it shut, it was absolutely unreal. Just bear with me for 1 minute. My TV is fucking acting up. Yeah. Sorry about that. Where are we? Yeah, so rams the head. Benoit then hits Sullivan with the door. Bit of justice for him. Sullivan then rams Benoit into a laundry. It's like a laundry chute type door. Oh, it was fucking brilliant. Sullivan then hits Benoit with a bin. Benoit then hits fucking Sullivan then with a bin. Then Sullivan throws Benoit down the steps of the arena. Brilliant. Both men then go balls first into the steel railings, which was nice. Benoit does the same. Oh, yeah. Then here comes the table. Benoit gets the table on the turnbuckle, the top turnbuckle. They're on top. Benoit with a lovely superplex to get the win. Probably I didn't like the finish was good. It was a good match. Like, I'll give this match 3 stars. I thought it was fun. It was a fun match. Like, it was a good brawl. Some people might not give it the 3 stars. I've seen a lot of people rate this match 3 stars, and I agree with that, because what I do is I do try, before I review shows, I watch other people to kind of get opinions from them, and to see. I don't try to copy what they do, but I think I watched one fella one day. He gave one match a star. I gave a match 2.5 stars. See, I like to get other people's opinions before, like, to kind of, what would you call it, to kind of see what I'm talking about and see what they're kind of combine the total. But yeah, the match is 3 stars. I've seen a lot of people give it the same rating. I give it the same rating because the simple reason is it was a fun match, really really fun match. Here comes Anderson after the match. They both attack Sullivan, so obviously the 4 horsemen are away from the Dungeon of Doom. So, yay. Next match. Sting defeats Lord Steven Regal in a decent match. I'll give this 2.5 stars because it was decent. Like, I think I've seen some people give, as I said before, I've seen people give this match 3.5 to 3 stars. 2.5 is appropriate in my opinion. I think 2.5 is appropriate. I don't think it was that good personally. Regal goes flying over the top rope, which I thought was illegal in WCW. Backdrop on the floor by Sting. Sting rakes the eyes. Stupid fucking USA chants. Would you ever fuck off? I know it's the Great American Bash, but kiss my ass. Fuck off. And why? And don't get this. Another thing, WCW is called World. Yet they're having things called the Great American Bash. Oh, you just don't get it. Like, yeah, grand. If it was American wrestling, great. Yeah, it's based in America, but it's called World. Same with WWE. It's called World Wrestling, but yet they all have Americana and all this bullshit. Oh, come away. Regal taunts the crowd. Nice uppercut from Regal. Dropkick from Regal gets 2. That was actually a really nice, sweet dropkick. Suplex then by Sting, and then a double stretch by Sting. Nice left hand by Regal. A lot of submission moves in this match, by the way. Dropkick from Sting, and then a clothesline gets 2. Arm drag from the top rope gets 2 for Regal. STF from Regal, or the Regal stretch even, Slap the Sting, which basically wakes him the fuck up, basically. Regal then gets the knees up when he goes for a Stinger splash. But he gets back up after that, then gives Regal a suplex, and then puts on the Scorpion Deadlock to get the win. So yeah, this match wasn't too bad. It was a lot better. It could have been a little bit better in my opinion. I would love to give this match 3 stars because this could have been a lot better. Because Regal is brilliant. Like, the guy is an absolute fucking genius in the ring. But 2.5 stars. It's still not a bad match. Like, considering like Regal has had some shite matches in the past. Also has had some good. And he seemed to be all right in WCW. Like, he didn't do that well. See, WWF didn't really do well with him, in my opinion. But yeah, 2.5 stars. We have the next match, which is the Battle of NFL versus WCW. Ric Flair and Arn Anderson defeat Kevin Green and Steve Mongo McMichael in a decent match. I'll give this match 2 1/4 stars. I've seen people give this 3.5. I just don't know. I do respect other people's opinion, but I don't know. This couldn't be 3.5 because the way the finish wasn't the best in my opinion. But a massive Mongo sucks banner. Now, this was fucking huge. Like, you could see who some of the fans were going, because when Regal and Anderson got their hands on the guys, they fucking cheered. Obviously, it just does not work. They tried to do some football shit and all that lovely thing. Shoulder tackled by McMichael. They both stomp on Anderson. Savage is with a right hand to Anderson. Macho Man is their coach. Bobby the Brain Heenan is their coach. Obviously, Elizabeth and the woman are out on ringside as well. So, yeah. Too much stalling at the start, really, to be honest. I can understand as NFL guys, like, they're not going to be massive, like, they won't know too much about, the wrestling psychology. But, jeez, there was too much of it. Shoulder tackle by Green. Green now mocks the strut, which was funny. Macho brings Flair back into the ring after he bails. Backdrop from Green. McMichael then with some chops. McMichael then backdrops Flair. Figure 4 by McMichael. And he does the same to Anderson. Woman rakes the eyes of Mongo. The girls then basically, McMichael's wife Deborah and Green's wife, I think, they both bailed because of woman and Miss Elizabeth. Flair goes low, clothesline by McMichael, Paris line by Green, and then the big boot by McMichael. Figure 4 on Green. They worked on Green's leg a lot in this match, which was good. Benoit comes out, attacks Green, and Mongo's on the outside. Deborah comes out with the woman and Miss Elizabeth had a suitcase, a briefcase in her hand full of money, and a 4 Horsemen t-shirt. And basically, Deborah says, hit him with the briefcase. It shows him at least I say 50 to 100 grand there, $1,000 at least. So he gets the briefcase, hits Kevin Green in the back of the head with it, and that's how Flair and Anderson win. So yeah, I'll give this match 2 1/4 star. This match wasn't that good, but I don't know why they wanted McMichael to come into the 4 Horsemen. I think that's, again, WCW doing stupid business. Yeah, basically, Savage tries to attack. I think Savage tries to attack fucking the guys after the match, but that doesn't work. They hit fucking Savage with the briefcase and all that lovely stuff. But yeah, I don't know why they wanted McMichael to be the 4th member of the Horsemen. Because obviously you have Arn, Flair, and Benoit. Now you have Mongo McMichael. So yeah, so 2 1/4 star. Now, next we have Bischoff bringing out the Outsiders for an interview. This is obviously the historical part of the show. They come out about the challenge. Bischoff tells them they have a match at Bash at the Beach. It's going to be a 6-man tag. He asks, do you work for the WWF? That was the most important question. Do they work? Because at the time, a lot of people thought they were outsiders from WWF trying to invade WCW. But obviously, that wasn't true. WCW were playing that as a storyline. And WWF did try to sue WCW, I think. Apparently, I think they did try to sue. But obviously, that wasn't successful. But big fucking turnover. But they said no, and obviously Nash said no. And Nash and Hall both say, like, whoever you bring out to us, if it's the Nacho Man or the Immortal Hugster, we will carve them up. Nash then basically, they want to know who they're facing. You'll find out tomorrow night on Nitro. And basically, you don't jack us, Scott then punches Bischoff in the gut. Fucking Kevin Nash gets Bischoff off and fucking jackknifes him right off the stage through 2 tables that were conveniently there. But yeah, so we can just show how fucking big this was getting. Fucking so basically, Nash and Hall fuck off. Stretchers all come out basically to see if Bischoff is okay. Basically, here Dusty Rhodes saying, "Let's all go to war" and all this bullshit. Shivani goes out to check on him, so Dusty's left doing the commentary. He does a bit of a serious talk and all that lovely stuff. So let's all go to war and all this bullshit. But yeah. So we now know obviously the Outsiders will take on so and so at Bash on the Beach. We'll find out that the next night on Nitro. But yeah. So let's get to the main event, shall we? The Giant defeats Lex Luger in an OK match to retain the WCW Heavyweight Championship of the World. Excuse me. I didn't know this. Michael Buffer used to be their main event announcer. I did not know that. Good one. Big boot by the Giants. Sting stops Hart from hitting Luger with the fucking megaphone and all that lovely stuff. Luger tries to slam the Giant, but obviously his back gives way and Giant covers him for 2, because obviously Luger's back's been at him a lot, obviously due to a choke slam through a table and a few other little things. Giant then works the back, drop kick by Luger. Giant misses a splash back racker by Luger, but his back gives way again. Choke slam gets the win. Not much really to talk about in this match. That's really it. A star and a half you could already give this match. And the Giant retains the WCW Heavyweight Championship. And yeah, so yeah, a star and a half. Overall, we've had 1, 2, 3. Right, we've had 4 matches that are either 2 stars or over, like 2.5 or 2 1/4, and we've had a 3-star and a 4-star. Like 3-star and a 4-star. I'll give this pay-per-view we'll give it a 7 out of 10. I'll give it no. Is that a bit much now for 6? Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. A generous 7 out of 10. Probably the best pay-per-view. So, well, actually, you know what? I'll give it a 6.75 out of 10 because, like, well, it really wasn't. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Finally, after much deliberation, but yeah, so 7 out of 10. Guys, I'll be back on Monday with a random pay-per-view review. I'm gonna watch that tonight, or tomorrow, which will be Saturday. So and hope, and yeah, I'll be doing other reviews. Obviously, Fastlane is not far away either, so I'll be hopefully doing a predictions video for that next week or so. So yeah, so this is the Fight Before 567. Guys, enjoy your weekend, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. So take it easy.